Hello, we are live.
Hey, I'm Safi,
And I'm Mystic.
and this is the Lore Together live stream that we do every other Thursday.
Supposed to be Thursdays.
Supposed to be Thursdays.
I had, unfortunately, another thing going on.
Yeah, sometimes work finds. It's not life finds a way; it's work finds a way, and that's what happened to Mystic this week. So everybody should have hopefully listened to our latest episode of Lore Together, which is about Dishonored, which
Yes.
is just it was a bit of a trip for me. Aaron Mithy is actually, so he was on the Discord for Boss Rush. Again, we're part of the Boss Rush Network. Join us on the Discord. It's very fun. Aaron Mithius's theory is that they were trying to give flavor text as well as in those tenants, and I'm kind of like, me as a writer, I'm like, why though?
They totally were because there's so much of the outsider in there.
Yeah, the tenant shouldn't have the flavor text, in my personal opinion. I let him know that when I do the live stream of that next Thursday, which we will be doing that on a Thursday, barring Godzilla attack
Right.
in Tokyo or something like that. So, but
Anyway, we're here to do Obduction.
we're here to do Obduction. I was just saying I was going to give my opinion on that. So we're doing Obduction, and so this is a continuation of last week's
Yes.
live stream.
We were gonna attempt to do Alpha Protocol, but
Oh my
that still
gosh.
doesn't run for me.
No.
And I've uninstalled it completely and reinstalled it, and it just doesn't want to
It's
work.
so weird that we got to 2 live streams, one of which had sound issues, and then finally we figure out how we're going to do it, and we're excited to get to the next part with hopefully less waterboarding jokes, and it just goes kaput. So,
Yeah.
Obduction is beautiful, and it's with one of our favorite publishers, so...
And it runs.
And it runs. Most importantly, it runs. So that's what we're doing. So, where we last left off, I have just...
You had turned on the power.
I turned on the power, and I've met... What's his name again?
CW.
CW, who...
You were told to
Wait.
get rid of the red thing,
Get rid of the red thing.
and then you ran over here to re-listen to Farley's message.
Yeah, and the reason about that was I wasn't sure if the message insinuated whether or not you should trust CW. But all it says, Farley goes like, just be careful who you trust. CW might be here. Now, that doesn't necessarily suggest you should not trust CW.
Right.
So, I'm going to go with trusting CW for now. And if I end up being wrong, I end up being wrong, and Mystic will hopefully help me correct whatever mistake I do later, because I think, as you mentioned in the episode, there is a point where you can go back and change something before you get the quote-unquote
You
bad
are
ending.
nowhere near the ending.
Yes, that's true as well, so I'm not going to worry about it. So we have to get rid of the red thing. Now, the red thing is that, the little shield. That
Thingy.
Thingy. And how are we supposed to get rid of the red thing? I'm trying to remember if...
He does not tell you. You have to figure that out.
Okay, so let's go back to where we were. So this is supposed to be where we were welcomed after we were abducted by the little pod thing. And you can see that that is the world outside of this little bubble that the red thing, I guess, is supporting. We've got some train tracks we do not have to worry about. So, there's that.
Let's actually turn down the game audio a tiny bit.
Okay. We are going to go to settings. Auto detect. Where's the...
In general, I think it is.
Wait, what? I'm sorry. I'm not...
Top of-
Oh.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell that this bar right here was actually part of my screen just because of the way things look on Mystic's computer. So audio quality... Well, audio quality...
Just turn down the master volume a tiny bit.
Like there?
A little bit more.
So we're going to go...
It's just a little overpowering versus us.
Okay. All right. Let's go back. Resume game. So. All right. So why Frosty, you click to interact. I think there's not much else we need to do. You can pick things up, but we do not have an inventory, thankfully, because that's the kind of those puzzle games really annoy me. Like, I don't know what I need to save and don't, and I don't know how you want me to use the
Well, as
inventory thing.
one of our patrons pointed out in our last stream, generally if you can pick it up, it's probably a backer item.
Oh, that's fair.
Unless it's a notebook or something like that, it's probably a backer item.
So if you, yeah. So we have to get rid of the red thing. I forget what CW said about that. It's like preventing things from happening. So, now remember, the blue thing is okay for us to walk through. I'm assuming it's not okay for certain other creatures or races. This is the red thing. Let's look at this red thing. So, first of all, how do you get to it? Over here. So you've got to essentially go up, go down and around, and you look at... we're going to have to look at it and probably go up and down and around again and again and again. Oh, and CW, played by Robin Miller, which is kind of cool, for those of you who know who he is.
I can explain that for you, and I didn't realize this until I was watching a Let's Play somebody else do this earlier.
Yeah.
Look up at what powers that thing.
Oh. Now that's gone. So, we have to get to the red thing a different way. But I can imagine people just being frustrated, being like, it just worked, how could you? And like not bothering to look up. You don't, this is not a game where you feel like you need to look up a lot.
Which is funny because this is the type of game where you have to look up, look down, like
Yeah.
really pay attention.
But I think especially if you're trying to play most, mainstream video games, there's a lot of like going forward and through. There's not a lot of looking up or looking down.
Right.
So we got to figure out another way to get to this red thing, or even if we have to get up to the red thing to solve it. And
I will give you the little hint that you do not need to actively get up there, but you have things that you have to do before you can disable it.
okay, so we're not going to worry about interacting with it and finding clues that way, but we are going to have to figure out. Sorry, my ear itches. What, did you guys love my lovely sounds there? Anyway, so... Alright.
We're professional. No, not.
We're a professional outfit. Okay, so that's the elevator that has power. I hate to say it, Mystic, I don't even know where to start.
Well, you're near where you should be.
Okay, that's comforting. Train tracks don't mean anything. Blue things. Does the blue thing?
That will end up being part of it, but you have to still get there.
Get to the blue thing. So we have to get to the blue thing. Trying to remember. So that's the elevator that now. Does that elevator now work? I'm trying to remember.
You have nowhere to access the elevator from here, though.
Wow.
Do you want a hint?
Hold on. So I see some stairs here. That's probably to the elevator. Well, okay, so let's see what can we look at that could possibly get us up there, because we're in a fenced area, which makes sense considering the setting. Alright, we've got this...
You don't have to leave the fenced area.
Oh, man, game. Like, come on, that's exactly... So...
You've looked at your immediate solution about 5 times without seeing it.
What are there's a stairwell in the back, and I don't know how to get there. And you can't climb things.
No, but you tried something last time you were here and you couldn't use it because you had no power.
Oh, so does this have power now? Okay, like, I'm sorry. I thought that... Never mind.
They do try to hint it at you. The light above it is on now. It wasn't before.
No, I think I was overthinking it because I thought you were saying... I wasn't sure if to trust that the power had come to that door.
Oh.
So my...
There is no shame in clicking and being wrong.
I don't know, but I thought I was misreading your hints, I think. So...
I'll try to give better hints.
So now we have a...
Hello, Gondar. She knows that she can hold shift to run.
I do know this in theory. Oh my gosh. Wait, what's this?
Safi has a lot of stuff to look at right now.
Okay. Alright. I see a little thing that looks like it has a face on it. I see... whatever the heck this is. For a moment I was like, oh, it's a thing to look through. And it's like, wait a second. That's not made for at least a human to look through. Something else going on there. Oh, there is a camcorder, though. So...
And a bunch of paper for you to read.
Hold on. Forget that you can pick up the paper. Mofang Disabler. Villain technology. I'm sure that's just villain, but whatever. Notes from APRAR. Designed to disable anything based on Morang technology. Disables when blue beam clouds is within about 1.5 feet of any Morang device element. Elements physically collapse. Reassembly is possible, but non-trivial.
That is a very good point, Gondar. Gondar says it is a very visually dense game.
Yes. I would agree. I would totally agree.
So it's easy to overlook.
And it's hard for me to figure out the things that you can pick up versus the things that you can't.
I did turn off the hint glint. If you want to turn that back on, I will not judge you.
No. I'm not gonna... I don't want to do the hint glint.
The hint glint just shows you what you can interact with. That's all.
So, what we wanted... Oh, and let's... This looks like this is something where you can... Oh, there's another piece of paper. What the heck? Lockdown list. Lock tree gate. Lock Farley's house. Lock upper tower. Lock upper tower. Lift minecart into workroom. Turn on Morang disabler. Shut garage door. Pump water from tree roots. Turn on image rocks. Close swing bridge. Divert river. Turn off power. Activate the dome disabler.
So you probably have realized that you've undone some of that already.
Yeah, what's this? CW, please change Farley's lock code to secure the vault. Her address backwards should suffice. Okay, so I'll keep that in mind. And this looks like... What is this? You can't pick that up, but this looks like something where we're going to want to watch something.
All right, now move around just a bit.
This is awkward.
Why are you so nervous? This is just a test.
Okay, now what? Okay, that's enough.
Caroline, I swear you are a natural.
Where did you get these anyway? Are the Mofangs just giving you stuff now?
I'm being generous of late. Not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth.
Uh-oh. So we have been using Mofang technology all this time. That's very interesting. Okay. So...
Gondar points out they use their own tricks like lights and different colored paths to guide you down routes into things you can fiddle with, but there's so much to look at everywhere. For instance, remember the bridge that rotates when you run water under it?
Yes.
If you look at the ground around the bridge, you'll see like a shiny spot on the metal where the grooves have like worn away.
Oh my gosh. So
they do a lot of visual storytelling, but it's hard to notice it sometimes.
It's super hyper detailed to a level of like it's almost like obsessive. Like you'd have to be obsessive compulsive with trying to figure out those details. I shouldn't say obsessive compulsive, just obsessive. You just have to be obsessive trying to get those details, and I don't. When I game, I don't think like that because I have to be obsessive an almost obsessive compulsive at my job.
Right.
So I don't play a game to do that. If I had more of a menial, I shouldn't say menial label. If I had more of a like repetitive or less thinky thing, I'd probably do games like this for fun to exercise my
I would
brain.
say a less detail-oriented.
Yeah. I'm
Job.
trying. Guys, I'm really trying to like respect all my fellow humans, and sometimes I overthink it. So please just know I love humanity overall in general. Anyway, whoa. So that is laser.
Now, you probably didn't notice this because you got distracted by the laser, but there is a peg. You see how it's like on a turntable? I'm giving this hint just so you...
Yeah. No. I figured as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, the handles mean it's on a turntable, and I see that there's this thing with a rock. So you can block the red thing with the rock. What the heck?
I would go inspect that.
Do I need to keep? I'm gonna turn this off. I'm sorry.
It is a bit of an annoying sound, isn't it?
Look, like one of my bosses, I do like dubstep, but I don't need to hear it all the time. It was actually a funny thing to discover. Like, she was just blasting dubstep while trying to get some work done. It was funny. Okay, cool. So you can walk around here. This is such a ramshackle thing, and there's a rock. Can you?
You cannot interact with it, but it's supposed to imply something.
It's supposed to imply that a rock would block it. And there's also stuff for us to read, guys.
Now, there is one book here that's kind of flavor text.
Is it this one?
You can learn stuff about the world from it that will help you, but it's also just a lot of flavor text, I feel.
What I'm going to do is I'm not going to read through all of this for myself because I'm already bored looking at it right now. Partly because we're not used to it. But I'm going to at least flip through the pages, and if anybody wants to pause and read it on their own, which I'm sure there's plenty of Let's Plays
The long
that do
and
that.
short of it is
Yeah.
CW figuring out how to make the imager
Him-
system. And the one takeaway you should have from that is that the imager can produce a hologram of the rocks, which is what you're looking at to the left. It's not a rock blocking it, it's creating a rock.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that's... Yeah. That's a broad stroke, spoilery hint, but...
Ambassador Seed Swamp Machine Functionality Radius or Swamp Sphere is defined as first swamp. Oh, I see. I'm saying swamp, but the M is not there. It's swap. Radius of swap sphere is defined at first swap. Seed recharged naturally from ubiquitous ambient membrane power radiation tied to tree health. Forcing seed open triggers prep behavior. Radius demarcation. Small battery added to amplify ambient membrane power. Charges continuously. Parabolic focusing of power used to trigger seed swap behavior. Locking location of swap machines assures predictability. No unanticipated damage. Radius demarcation also cures it. Is this explaining like the basically they're able to go to the edge and then go be transported somewhere
No, this
else?
is explaining basically a machine you'll run across later.
Yeah, but it looks like
Yeah.
this. That's not anything that's here in this little word. Swapping on demand. So this is swapping on demand. So you can... Okay.
You'll understand what it's doing when you see it.
Well, when it's talking about demarcation and swapping, I figure it's transportation. It's like teleportation of some sort, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Let's see. Mayor's imager request. Entry canyon, Farley's house, center of town, tree, water source, membrane wall, the wall tower, locomotive power generator, scrapyard garage. So I guess this is here in case like you come here first and you don't realize that those are other places you should be looking.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's also a list of like, here's where we didn't finish putting the little help you welcome post things.
Backer thing.
Yep, pretty much.
All right. Put it back down. All right. So it's essentially transmuting the rock.
No, it's just a holographic projection.
Yeah, transmuting's not the word I meant. Sorry. Okay, so my question is with this. Can you move this thing? I wonder if you can move this thing and it's another way to figure out that it disrupts the stuff. Can you move it? No, I don't have anything that's showing that I can.
Yeah, you
touch
should
it.
be able to if you click on the actual peg itself.
Oh. So if we did this, let's just do a test right here.
Garner says it's a hard light hologram. That is now gone.
If I were a lonely photon.
Oh, that is...
Deep cut, guys.
yeah, that is... If I Were a Lowly Photon was from Terra Lumina, which is a really good science-based
Dude, we're
folk
such,
rock album. Should
we're
we call
such,
folk
we're
rock?
such nerds. I don't know if it'd be folk rock. Okay. Can you move? Now the question is also, can you move that one? But you might not want to. But it looks like the answer to that is currently not right now. Because that seems to be like kind of welded in place right now, or secured in place, not welded.
You did read a thing about the steps they took, so it might be good to reread that so you can undo what they've done.
That was on this table, and that was here. So, lock Tree Gate, lock Farley's house, lock Lower Tower, lock Upper Tower, lift minecart into workroom, turn on Mofang disabler, shut garage door, pump water from tree roots, turn on imager rocks, close swing bridge, divert river, turn off power, activate the dome disabler. So, I can't really do anything about the cart, though, can I?
You can.
I'm trying to think of what I would okay, so that's on a track, okay. I'm trying to think of what, I don't think I can touch any of this. Is that even part of what I need to do right now? Because I'm thinking I just need to turn this around to undo the red thing. But is that not?
You will need the cart to undo the red thing.
Okay. Okay.
To save you the 20 minutes of trying with the one on the table like some people do.
That was literally going to be my next step, so I appreciate that. We do not need to waste time on that. Wait, so one thing I haven't noticed is this, but I'd have to figure out... So I have to figure out what makes this move. Because it's got to go... It looks like it's probably got to go down, and then we got to drive it to a spot or something. I love that there's a grill here. What's that? What is this?
You don't have to read all of this, but essentially it's a battery.
Okay, I'm gonna put this back. I don't
Yeah, basically it's their charging cycle and like designing of it and everything. So it's not integral to what you're doing now.
No, I'll keep that in mind for a different puzzle later. I gotta figure. I'm gonna go down now, and I'm gonna figure out how to lower that thing.
What you need is up here. I'm just trying to save you time.
No, I appreciate that because I don't want to waste anybody's time. Okay, we haven't gone to this side yet. Oh, I see some weights, but I don't don't see that on a lever system of some sort. Okay, let's... Let me know if it's an important text. My phone's distracting.
How am I gonna know?
Because if my mom's typing in all caps, maybe? I don't know. Or my brother
I'll
or
do my
something.
best.
Yeah. So this looks like storage of like useful stuff.
I expect Gondor's yelling at his screen.
How did she not see it, Safi? What's wrong with you? Look, we've saved ourselves at least a lot of... Oh. Really?
The problem is you went into this overthinking because Mist makes you overthink. These are people living in a real world, quote unquote.
So it's a lot more practical.
Yes.
Okay.
And working with what they have. So.
Right. Okay, that's fair. But I
Oh yeah, and he says, look, there's a light that was over the switch, so lights are like kind of look here.
Okay. Follow the lights. Follow the lights. I see it now.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's not gonna be true for every level, but at least in Hunrath. Assume that is true. So now it's down. Okay. So right now. Okay, this is pointed there.
I have started watching a lot of blind Let's Plays, so I am right there with you.
Getting fried. Can you... I love the little chair.
I'm not gonna talk Sappy through this part. I'm gonna let her figure this part out.
So that's forward. If it's something from Slack, you can almost guarantee that I don't need to see it right now, Mystic. Oh. Oh! Let's see. I gotta work on my... Oh, it doesn't even have to be right exactly there. I just have to generally know where the red thing is. So, like, if I do this... Oh.
The wall is unfortunately blocking you.
Oh, the wall does block it. Okay. So, I probably need to move it. So, hold on. Let me see if I can step out. No. What is this? What is this? What's this supposed to do? Can I step out?
Sure.
How?
You're in that cursor moving around mode. If you right click, you'll be in looking around mode.
Okay, and then I can probably just exit. Okay, so we know some general schematics, well, just general directions of how this works and everything, but we need to get out of this. And this right now, I'm trying to see.
Do you want a slight hint?
I'm gonna probably need a slight hint.
The cart is self-powered.
That doesn't do anything. Okay. So I can just move it forward myself, in theory.
You can drive it like a car.
Okay. So it wasn't immediately going forward when I pressed forward, so I wasn't sure. Okay, there we go. Now we have some W. What's L? Oh, left shift.
Left stick. It's you giving you yeah. You're kind of looking. There you go.
Hold on. I gotta be able to. self-powered. This is the joystick to... What? I gotta know what makes it go room. So we've got the joystick for aiming. Is that it being on and then we do this? No. Let's see, what else can we possibly tinker with here? Yeah, that feels like that should be the vroom vroom. That little lever on the handle. Which you can go... I don't hear anything saying it's like charging up. I don't hear anything shifting. There we go. Hold on a second. There we go. Oh, hold on. I can only do one thing at a time, which makes sense.
Good job. I see people spend way too much time on that.
Well, once you realize it's practical, okay, and this, I'm assuming this doesn't have to be exact. Oh, I gotta drive forward a little bit more. But once you said things were practical, and there's the thing that makes me think of is that you're not always able to. Perfect, because then I can go this way. So, like, for example, you're not always going to have the power to do everything you want to do. Oh my gosh. I gotta back up. How's this looking right now? This is so hard to aim. I'm trying to see if this is going to be the way to do it, or if I have to drive further. Yeah, no, that's not the way to do it then. I gotta keep doing this, going forward past the thing. Unless there's like this...
I'm gonna let Safi stew a little bit.
There's this Goldilocks zone, isn't there? Like there is a way for people to figure out where people live in space. Okay. Let's go back. More. My thing is, yeah, I won't go any farther. Do that.
You can use W and S to move that back and forward. You don't have to click it.
Oh, duh. I do have to click that, okay. Close.
Look around.
Gotta get out of here. What's going on?
You kind of missed the light show, but that's okay.
Man. Alright, let me just... I guess I'll leave this on for now.
Yeah, you don't quite need the cart at the moment.
Okay.
I could be wrong about that. I don't know.
Alright, CW. Oh, I may accidentally call Robin from time to time. Ding dong! I'm holding.
That's your phone. Where's my phone?
Greatly appreciate your help. But this'll be complicated. Especially for a new arrival like yourself. Alright. That tree, the really big, strange one in the middle, well, shoot. It's a central piece. It's connected to everything. The cell wall, the dome, them seeds, the root beneath it, all of it. It's one and the same, one connected essence. Sounds like a load of Buddhist malarkey. Farley would bust hearing me spout this. Yeah, I really don't get it. Regardless of what it sounds like, we need all of it to be, well, healthy. All of it. Shoot, I'll spell it out for you.
Please.
You gotta get down below the tree to the heart and connect it all back up. Yeah. There's a cable up next to my big battery out there. If you haven't already, can you plug it in for me? It's one less thing for me. It's not the best time to be explaining this stuff. Where's the Jesse?
Where the Jesse was, huh? Oh my gosh. Okay, well, let's do the battery thing first, even if I end up forgetting it. I'm just gonna do it.
Garner, I did the whole running around in a big circle thing. Safi kind of lucked into this solution because she played with the fork in the track right there beforehand. And I never thought of that. Seriously, I think God and we both went out and all around trying to like turn around and everything. And
No, I mean, yeah, that my thing was like, it's only gonna matter if it's outside if it messes with the track. If it doesn't mess with the track, then it isn't gonna be that big of an issue. So okay, so battery thingamadoober.
I'm gonna give you another time-saving hint just for later.
Yeah.
Continue down the track after you turn on the battery.
All right, so I gotta plug this thing in. What? Confused as to what? What's involved with that? Is this the cord?
No,
Is it this thing just in general? Okay.
there you go.
Alright, that's it?
Yep.
Okay. Hopefully that'll serve him well. Happy to do it for him since he's telling me to do the Buddhist stuff. Did I know what to do?
Go back down the track.
Okay.
I'm just saving you time for later. It's a small little thing that people run around trying to figure out what to do.
Oh, this takes you to the tree. Right? Yes. Yeah, because I think logically you always think to return to where you were before. If you were actually walking this in real time, like if you had a really good VR setup, or this was an AR island thing that Disney should still totally do, then yeah. So here's the tree. Is that hose water? I can't walk over there. Okay. I can't go over there. Hold on. I'm gonna do this anyway. I don't know if that's anything I should be doing.
I think you turned it off.
Turn it back on? That's all it'll let me do.
Are you holding it down or are you just clicking it?
I'm holding it down.
Huh.
Well,
That's
let me-
unusual.
well, let me do it. Well, am I supposed to be able to hold it down?
I think you're just supposed to do the one motion, and for some reason it's going back up.
Okay. Well, let's see what happens.
Well, we may have to come back here eventually then. That's what I wanted you to come back here to do, so.
Oh, well, maybe something else has to happen before I can do that.
I might be missing something, Gondar. That's okay. Let Safi roam.
Usually when I'm playing a game that's roaming, it's Fallout New Vegas, so I'm
Well, there are death claws in this.
what?
Joking, obviously.
I thought you were saying there was some, similar creature that you have to avoid. Because I know
I could never see Cyan doing an action game.
No, not even action, but just like part of the puzzle is avoiding the creature.
Gondar was asking if you were holding if you were still holding it when you moved the mouse back up. I don't know. That's the one thing I don't like about the.
I was trying to hold it down and it would not stay down.
Yeah, that's one of those things. But I don't like motion, like the motion mouse movement. Sometimes it's it's weird.
I would prefer to just click it and it does the thing it's supposed to do, personally. But that's just me. Okay, just looking at this. There doesn't seem to be. This wouldn't affect that at all. That's just
No. We can worry about that later. You have other things to investigate.
Yeah.
Like that explosion you just caused to happen.
What?
No, like when you hit the red beam, there's like the loud noise and stuff.
Yeah. Great, creepy music. That's exactly what I want to hear.
The thing I hate is sometimes you hear footsteps, and like there's nobody here.
I swore I just saw somebody like behind me and it was just one of those wind things. I just no. Okay, so that's not gonna get me there either. I'm trying to remember how I got to the tree the last time.
The tree is inaccessible at this moment. I'll save you that time.
But we gotta get under.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're about halfway through Act 1.
Oh. Okay, well, hey. Make sure that this is going the way I want it to. I think that's what I want it to Hold on. I have an idea of what I want to do. I want to go this way. So. No, but it's not going to change. Why doesn't it change the thing? I thought these things actually changed. Okay, it does.
It's just pretty subtle.
So subtle. It's about to be mad. So my thing is, I don't want it to continue here. I want it to get to here and then back up to something else. So if I get here, maybe I do want to. Maybe? I don't know. I'm just doing guesses. And I want to keep the track on this path. So... Gee, this is so simple. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, I'm going to figure out whether or not I'm doing this right or wrong pretty soon. So... think I know what I'm doing right now. I think so. Or I think I know something I want to try to do. I said hit her. I'm not close enough to it.
Yes. Just keep going forward. Just don't go in. You have to go past the Y, and now if you reverse. Oh, you can. Slight mechanic spoiler. You can reach the levers from inside the cart if you have to.
That's what I want to be pointing to. I gotta get turned back around somehow.
Mm-hmm. You're not going to be able to quite yet. And I will say that is not a thing you need to go into yet. But this will lead you to a place that you do want to be.
Okay. How am I sounding with these things?
You sound okay.
Trying to remember where. So we no longer have this. Oh, we have that. So wait, this?
No, you... I'll let you explore a little bit more. But you probably forgot that inside that door last time, you saw some red rocks.
I do remember that.
Okay.
That's exactly what I was trying to do. Oh,
Okay.
this one? Wait, the one I just went to right now?
Yeah. Sorry, we miscommunicated there, I think.
I thought I was talking about a different set of red rocks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the ones you were talking about that you backed up into, those are a red herring at this point. I think it's... Garner, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's just a flavor text DLC thing.
Well, there we go. Slack. Oh. All right. This is some interesting looking stuff here. Interesting. in a junkyard with a whale. It is a whale of a tail, I tell you. Okay, now we've got different tracks. Got more of those bug dudes. Bug dudes. What are they called again? I'm sorry.
Awry.
Alright. Can you open this door?
Okay, so those two are... Wow, okay, so those were in the PS4 version and then backported to the PC. That's interesting. There's... That set of rocks you were going to is basically just flavor text.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't actually contribute anything to gameplay or puzzles or anything.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, I think there's some good drink recipes in there, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's if that's what I'm thinking of, it's like a bar that just has a drink recipes and plays like music.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So now I have a sense of where we are. We're above where we were walking earlier in the game. Now, I'm assuming this little border thing is still something I can't walk through. Oh, yes I can. I'm not going to then. Never mind. So that's what the Mofang were preventing, is the actual mechanic of the game you were talking about. Being able to basically transport yourself pretty quickly by getting to the edge of the sphere you're in. Interesting. Okay. I'm trying to... This is a new direction, right? Yes. Something sounds crazy down there, but it sounds also like bugs. Okay, so that's a track. I'm just trying to see if anything of this will lead to the tree.
It will not. You still have a few puzzles before you can even get to the tree.
Oh my lord. Well, we'll see how far
There
we
are
get
buildings you
tonight.
haven't been into yet, even.
Well, I figured that. I'm just wasn't sure if those buildings were on the way to the tree or not. So I feel like we're hearing the awry a lot.
I think my hints are coming across as condescending, and I don't mean that.
I'm not necessarily taking it that way. I'm just finding myself more frustrated than usual because I don't play games like these, so my brain just doesn't necessarily naturally think about what to do. But yet those thinking laterally puzzles we were listening to earlier. What podcast is that?
Futility Closet.
Yes, I can do those just fine. But
I think that's more of a structure you can get into easier, whereas here you have to think laterally as somebody you're not. Like, you're not given the premise of what you're thinking about.
okay, I'm assuming I don't need to transport through the bubble stuff again.
Not yet.
I accidentally took a picture because I forgot I don't know this game. So
You may want to end this in Farley's, but I don't think you remember her address, do you?
I do not remember her address, no.
Okay.
I'm not going to be able to jump off because it's not that kind of game.
Do you want to go down without going through the bubble?
I wanted to get to where the next step is, and I don't mind going through the bubble or not.
Okay, go into the junkyard, and you can find a way down if you look carefully. You don't have to climb. It is a mechanism. I'll give you that.
Oh, okay.
feel like Cyan would really just use anything as a vehicle.
Just put wheels on it. Okay, so we are down in the junkyard area. No, they'd be stealing my bucket. Oh,
That
what's
is
this?
old internet.
Moolah Cola? We can help Kenway, Billum, and Bale law offices. So I guess it's the question of, are any of them here? Ooh, what is this? Why, hello there, sir. I can touch it, but it's not doing anything right now. Oh, is this where I need to know the address?
No.
Mm. A lot of license plates. I'm gonna take a picture of this for sure. And then can't open any of this stuff, it looks like. Can't open that. Why this is flavor text right now? Huh. Interesting little scooter situation here.
I will say Safi is at a slight disadvantage in this type of game, and I think this is due to the way that we both approach games. Like, we were playing Left 4 Dead once, and something glitched, and a bunch of fences that we had to
Navigate.
queue through weren't loading, but we had played the map before, and I remembered it. And so I'm running through, and everyone else is stuck behind, figuring out what's going on. I'm like, don't you guys remember there were the fences here before? And nobody else remembered. So I just have that ability to remember levels, which I think helps a lot with a game like this.
Yeah. It really does. And I'm also just not the most spatially it just does, those kind of things don't stick to my memory as well as other things do. Character, like, if somebody tells me something, or if somebody has a feature, like, I remember that, but I don't remember. Oh, that's not working.
You do not have power to this location at the moment. It was one of the 2 locations that did not have power.
Okay.
We can turn on power. There is a power thing in the junkyard.
In the junkyard.
Yeah.
I got the power.
In fact, you might have heard it before.
I did. Okay, great. I swear I heard something. Okay, so and this is when it's when I see power lines. So that okay. There we go. I didn't think to open it. Alright. Garage downtown. Excuse me, guys. Wait, this one says.
You're good.
What?
It's so to explain the overthinking aspect, there are so many people who get to that panel.
Excuse me. Yeah. yeah?
There are so many people who get to the panel and start taking notes thinking they have to switch fuses around and everything, and it's just, you don't have to do any of that this time.
I wasn't. Whoa. Whoa. What the. What just. Boop. Alright, I'm gonna leave that alone for now and just try to remember that it's there. Yeah, it didn't look like you have to really use this at this point because I was so I didn't think of that.
But so many people think, oh, I'm going to play, move around to all these different things, and
Ooh,
yeah.
more of the Uri. I don't see any reason to go over there right now.
I'll say right now, there isn't. All that's over there is a phone booth with a rotary dial
Yeah.
that doesn't do anything.
Right.
Oh, you saw that last time, actually, if I remember correctly.
Okay, so we've got. Oh yeah, and then we've got. Okay, okay, I think I remember some of this because this is where the trains were. We had to get out the power. What is this?
Very rarely is there ever a door that's just unlocked in a Cyan game.
But you gotta try, because what if?
Oh, no, no. I'm more lamenting. Like, why is it never unlocked? You know?
All right, I'm just trying to think of from here. Where do I go? That train engine actually sounds like a guitar riff. What?
All in good time.
Okay, so we're trying to get to the underneath the tree part. Still.
Yeah, there's a few stops in our way before we get there.
Well, sure. I'm just trying to figure out what logically makes sense to get us back underneath the tree. I have a feeling that's not the way. Oh. Is this the one where you need Farley's address?
Do you just want me to give it to you?
Yeah, just because.
Since you know.
I feel like the backtracking is not going to be fun for anybody.
I don't
Let
remember.
me
I don't
make
remember her.
sure.
I think it's
How do you access your photos?
escape.
I just want to make sure I never did that either. Photos. No, I got. No. Did not think to take a picture of her. I didn't think to take a picture of her house that was useful, I should say. That's it.
So her address is 1436.
1436. Do I press? Does that open anything?
Oh, sorry. You asked for the code, not the address. Not the address. The code is 6341.
6341.
Yeah, remember it said it was backwards.
Oh. I did forget that. Okay. Now. this looks like...
Garndar says the lockup list, lock this door, lock that door, turn this off, is more of a haha deal with it list of annoyances to the player.
Yeah. So this is her house.
You can unlock that door just to save you that future headache.
There we go. It says welcome, but of course everything's packed up. What the heck? Communication talking.
This was basically what we pulled from our for our episode.
Spectrum communicating with neighbors.
Yeah, so you should know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you should know most of this already.
Right. The Villain. Please contact Vito. And then the Arai. And Farley, the expert on the Arai. That's interesting.
Here you can see artwork at least of them.
Species descriptions.
Favorite song in the game? Okay.
Oh, okay. Arai, which of course I'm assuming you can see. So that's one. The Villain, okay. Oh, those are the big dudes we were talking about.
The tiny little arms. That is page 2.
Hold on. Is this page 1?
Yes.
I shall document the curious events that have transpired with myself, my family, friends, and coworkers. Hartnell was a peaceful, moving town founded by my grandfather and nested with the Red Rock of the desert in the Arizona territory. It's 163 inhabitants. Heard a mighty explosion on the night of June 27th, 1903. I sent several workers through the town to verify that the explosion had not caused any injuries or damage to mining equipment. They returned and reported that must have been a loud clap of thunder caused by dry lightning, for they found no damage. It was not until the light of the next morning that we were amazed to realize something profound had indeed occurred. At some point during that night, our entire mining facility and a large circle of the land around it seemed to have been scooped up and carried off to a completely different place, all without anyone knowing about it. The entire landscape outside of our circle of desert could only be described as alien. Large floating rocks could be seen in the distance. No one has ever seen anything like it anywhere on Earth. We fully explored our new surroundings, hoping to find a way home. No way home was ever found. In fact, we soon discovered what we take for granted now. Not only could we not get back home, we also could not access the landscape outside the desert. Curiously, we discovered that a flow of water was provided from a high point of rock, and we discovered a small tree growing in the very center of the circle. Our central tree, that is so important to our lives, here was just a mere sapling back then. Wow. Oops. I keep trying to click away from it. Wow. Okay, so we've got information. There's this. Seed information. Ambassador seeds were first 150 Earth years ago. Natural seed swap occurs between pairs of seeds, dropped simultaneously from healthy trees and paired spheres. When each seed was touched by species in a sphere, the swap occurred, sending an ambassador from each sphere to the paired sphere. Everyone who arrives is familiar with the collector seeds. The bright light that we were drawn to right before the event that brought us here is a collector seed. What new arrivers may not be aware of is that these seeds, like all seeds, come in pairs. When the tree drops a collector seed on the ground, it signals that its twin has begun its quest for a new being. That search may take hours or it may take years. When an appropriate situation, a natural threat of death, is found, The seed activates and swaps a smaller but varying sized sphere from Earth or whatever appropriate home world here to Hunrath. As Hunrath became more popular, we'd watch for a newly dropped collector seed, collect it, and place it in the entry canyon area. This allowed us to provide a more predictable entry experience for new arrivers and provide a single area to collect in. Collector seeds do not seem to survive. The inner core is spent, leaving only the lifeless outer husk. Postulated but unverified. The 2 seeds from Mother Tree were... Huh. Okay, let's get out of this. Okay, so people are abducted in pairs, essentially, but the pairing is not at the same time. It's not simultaneous. So if I'm here...
Or the seeds are at least done in pairs.
So the collecting is done in pairs.
Yeah.
So if I'm here, somebody is my pair from before.
Or it could have been nothing was transported to where you were.
Oh, okay. I like how everything's in English.
Right?
What is that? March of 2042. Skiing Mount Hood. Interesting. So 1988, January 2017, March 1942. Huh. Okay, let's see what... Oh. I can't pick up all of these. There's lots of books. Ooh. I can't play the recording? Ooh. Lots
Of... Oh, the cassette player?
Yeah.
You can. But you have to rewind it first.
Wouldn't let me pick it up first so I could figure that out. Okay, so that's records out. So you've got to rewind it. Well, I was trying to pick it up and it wouldn't like hover and let me do anything with it, so.
Well, I feel like I should say something. We haven't heard from Shavar. So, well, so we assume that Shavar, well, that the attack is inevitable. We just don't know when. So, Shavar and her family, and others she trusts, I guess, well, they'll arrive when they can, without giving, like covertly. So the plan will happen. In spite of our, we're locking down as much as possible here and moving everybody out. CW will stay here, and I'll go to Murray at the last possible moment.
Wow.
Most are gone. There's just a few left here now. The mayor got out early. I don't even know why I'm recording this. It's like somehow we'll live on or something. I guess this has meaning if someone listens, but who? A new one? A new arriver. Oh, God, the kiosk out front. I need to update that message.
Interesting. Oh, okay. Well. I guess that's it. Unless there's more to it? Does it stop on its own?
I don't actually know. I kind of just usually stop it at that point. But I do like how they work in her running off to...
Running off and then realizing, oh, I should stop the recording. Can I put you down? There we go. Interesting.
Now, there is a little hidden thing I'm going to tell you about. If you eject the tape, you can listen to the other side.
Oh, whoa. Hey.
Most people don't do that, and it's not imperative to the game, but it's a nice bit of flavor.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I always love the little flavor text, so I have to now.
We all lost everything. Everything.
It sounds
but our
familiar, though.
stories,
Just listen.
and they shouldn't be forgotten. I was 3.
Oh, this is the beginning.
April of 1983. Cecil, it was 1870 for you. Sam and Vera, you tell it like it was yesterday, but it's been 62 years since you saw that blast of light. And that's where all of our news stories began, that light. It streaked across the sky, mesmerizing, but unnerving. Some of you were alone. I wasn't. My dear grandma, God bless her, rejoiced as if it was some forebearer of good fortune. Vera, you said you recall smiling. None of us understood. But, well, we followed. Whether it was in the deep woods like Cecil or right outside town like Jane and Jenny, we were drawn to see more. Grandma lifted me from the carriage on the porch and walked into the yard so we could watch it unobstructed. Even in daylight, Joseph, you said it was gloriously bright. But in the twilight, it was spellbinding. And we all felt some kind of trepidation and yet attraction as we approached it, and it approached us.
Nope.
So close, so radiant, and that sound deep and vibrant,
Farley's actress is really good, by the way.
organic. You all
Like,
remember.
just let the record say.
There was no turning away. It advanced, almost like purposefully spinning slowly until, well, it found us, each of us. We should tell these stories because it saved us, and there must be more.
It was in the middle of the afternoon. I was watching the sunrise. It was about 2:30 in the morning. December 26, 1948. May 7th, 2009. September 3rd, 1995. I was down by the river. I was hiking in the desert. In the park with my grandson. I looked up and saw a brilliant flash of light that
Exploded in the sky.
the light had just it climbed to the clouds and behind some trees and it disappeared. I looked around and, to see if there was anyone around.
See if anyone else had seen what I had seen.
There was no one around. They all saw it too.
Bob definitely saw it.
Well, it was just beautiful. There was something calming about it. Yeah, I don't mind telling you I was kind of freaking out. I tried to follow it, tried to get a better look at it. Wanted to see it again. I came to a place where it had disappeared, overlooked, but I found nothing. And it streaked through the sky again.
It seemed like it was looking for something. Or looking for someone.
And then it found me. And it found me.
Found me.
It found me. Found me. Found me. Found me.
And it found me.
Interesting.
So there's this thing that everybody got abducted from a dangerous situation.
Yeah.
Like you were in the lightning storm,
Right.
stuff like that. So Farley's actress so Carolyn Farley is played by Carolyn Fowler,
Interesting.
which I love when they do stuff like that.
Right. I'm gonna ignore that. That's not. It doesn't seem like it's urgent. So it saved people from dangerous situations. So yeah, like someone was skiing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Tree from swap earth. Heart connected path open when mature. 4 species met. What happens at fruition swamp? Where, home, when, maybe dead. More seed pairs scattered throughout the universe. Why scattering? Heart. Okay, 1. Seed pair. 2. Find planets with similar atmospheres. 3. Swap. 4. Tree from seed.
Oh, Gondar says the guy who says I was kind of freaking out is Rand.
Oh,
So
I don't mind telling
is
you.
he
That's kind of freaking out.
is he in one of the pods at all or no? That's flavor text or backer reward item.
Oh, wow. Interesting. So, this house is only like half of the house. It got basically taken up.
Mm-hmm.
So have I seen...
You have not seen everything.
Doesn't look like that's anything I need to pick up. I see... map. Now this is something I'm going to take a picture of. So we were... Let's see if we talk about it. So there's the tree that we're trying to get to. The wall.
I'll help you out a little bit here. To get to the tree, you have to get into the tower.
Farley's wall tower. Cemetery. Okay.
And I'll give you another little clue here too. Around the edge of the thing, you can see those little green marks.
Mm-hmm.
Those are transport points, so they go across.
Very cool. I hate to say it, Mystic, but we've been at it for over an hour.
Yep, it is probably time to end. But I think we got to a good point.
This is a very good point to stop because if we're going to get back to this in at least 2 weeks, it'll be a good place to be able to look back at this and see what's going on.
Yep.
So,
Thank you for watching, Gondar.
thank you.
And everyone else who ends up checking this out.
Yes, or is checking it out secretly without letting us know.
Yeah, Gondar's been watching the whole time, but it still says concurrent viewers is 0. So I don't know how that works, but
There's secret views out there. It is what we've figured out. So,
but thank you for watching, and
Thank
we
you.
will catch you next time.
next week, Thursday, 9 p.m. Central. Bye.
Bye. Piranha Lab